Converge reported an almost triple year-on-year first quarter jump in earnings to close to 2 billion pesos. But with the fiber rollouts hinging on manpower as well as the construction sector reopening, how much further can they go? Here to chat with us, we have Dennis Anthony Uy. He is the CEO and founder of Converge. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the broadcast.
Hi, good morning, Danielle, and thank you for having me here.
Sir, having these types of profits, particularly in this period, is something worth celebrating. It's, of course, very impressive after we've seen companies really struggle. Just an idea here, was this surprising to you? Were these profits driven by the pandemic in particular, or were these close to your targets pre-pandemic?
I think this is a quite strong demand during this pandemic because people are stay home, working at home, office at home. No? So this is boost our demand of the consumer use. And aside from that, even pre-pandemic, the infrastructure is pre-designed and roll out quick, no? To able to catch the demand of the consumer on this moment.
Sir, your network coverage is now already moving towards Visayas and Mindanao. How much more uncovered territory is there, and how further along are you in your targets in covering this network?
Actually, we just landed in last April, Visayas Mindanao, the subsea cable, this is 1,800 kilometers with 20 landing stations throughout the Bismin. No? We are quite on track on time. By second half this year, we are in commercial operation. In Luzon side, I think we still we have a strategy: go nation and go deep. No, so Luzon we still not that deep in terms of home penetration. We still have a lot of area, especially upper North Luzon and even Metro Manila. We are not even 30% of the household penetration. So we are go deep on this area too.
Sir, now you have 28% household coverage across the Philippines. It's quite a lot, but still it's 1.182 million, tama ba, residential subscribers that you've got by the end of the quarter, and you say that you've still got a long way to go. What are the targets, the realistic targets this year, given that there's also limitations when it comes to construction work because of course the pandemic still ongoing?
Our industry is quite is essential, no? So we lucky enough we have this exemption for IFTF to able to roll out. I think this pandemic it boosts us in rollout quicker than the ordinary pre-pandemic, no? So that's one. Second, in terms of the number of size of we are rolling right now, this is a 7 million you're talking about. This home pass network, no? So if home pass, more or less, we have more or less 4 million ports. That is ready to serve 4 million. No? So in the whole Philippines, we have at least 25 million home pass. We are looking by 2025, we are targeting 55% of home pass network. So if we look in that by 2025, we are targeting at least 13 to 14 million home pass network. That's what we are looking at.
Sir, the first quarter results mentioned that most of this revenue growth came from first-time broadband users. Does that mean that this go wide strategy is bigger than the go deep? So you're trying to penetrate first the untargeted, unreachable areas rather than get the existing subscriber base, for example, in NCR, which is already quite developed in terms of fiber network?
I think NCR is not yet fully covered, even the three operator there. No, so the technology fiber just came in. I introduced this one this late. No, the longest time, all the technology is still lag behind compared to others. But the technology we introduced this fiber to the home. I think nationwide we are really, in terms of users right now, we really far behind than Asian peers. We're not even 4 million total subscribers throughout the Philippines, all the operators. Because this is the best technology people and consumer looking to it, because they want better and quality, stable broadband service. Only fiber can deliver that.
So let's talk about that, sir. What's your key selling point here versus the incumbents? If you are mentioning that you do want to compete nevertheless in NCR, is it going to be in terms of affordability, in terms of speed, especially since, of course, the incumbents are also changing their copper to fiber and also spending quite a lot on capex this year?
The technology is prime mover of our company, number one. Number two is the customer experience also, because we have no blockage of the network because our network built is when this digital age already, and this is we don't have any legacy in the middle of network. So this is good thing compared to the existing one. They have a lot of challenges to migrate the existing network. So that's why when we roll out in Metro Manila, we more I think we quicker than the existing operator right now.
Sir, what about new players coming into the foray? Are you worried that some telco players are starting to, of course, look into the opportunities in fiber as well?
You know, our market in the Philippines is really blue ocean. It's really really big. It's enough for 3 to 4 players. I think the markets is enough size for everyone here. Yeah.
The more the merrier also for the consumers. We have more choice and
Yes.
it's cheaper.
In
Sir,
fact, the more the merrier and benefit the consumer. And consumer have a freedom to choice this time.
sir, you mentioned about technology updates, sir. Was there any, is there any excitement still on that SpaceX deal that was being reported by other outlets here? And of course, you do have this Keppel technology project.
In terms of SpaceX, we are looking this for end-to-end solution. No, you have Philippines so many islands. No, so those who infrastructure not reachable by the fiber optics, that's the one you can use this low orbit technology. No, resort, mining sites, or this remote community, not viable spending for like fiber infrastructure. And if you're in a city like fiber already there's no economics people we going to that technology because fiber is still faster and cheaper than the satellite. Yeah, that's the rule of the technology today. No? If you're talking about the KPL, no? KPL, because we are finished our domestic backbone, we should think the international capacity. Mostly our traffic most is from Asia, is most Singapore and US. And this cable is first in the world directly connected Singapore past to the Philippines and going to US. And lucky enough, our country is geographical location is in the middle of this cable. So if you imagine you turn left, you have a dark cable going to Singapore, and you turn right, you have dark cable up to US. So this is a single cable become two cable landed in Davao. So that's the uniqueness of this cable, and we are always looking future needs of our consumer. So it is you're not looking short term. You should look looking 10 years down the road. How big is capacity required to the our demand of our public consumer? So technology change so fast. Down the road, you have virtual reality in video. You have 8K. So all these things demand a lot of capacity, especially in the video, in the entertainment on the future is content direct to the consumer. So this capacity demand huge. I think times 20, times 100 on the future. The capacity you need to be prepared ahead of time. Then you reach at that time. That's the time you're going to have this capacity. This capacity going to build the shortest time is 4.5 years before you finish this cable.
Sir, last question before we let you go. Of course, any timeline on that SpaceX deal, satellite deal? How far along are you in terms of this materializing?
I think this is we are not yet conclude on this agreement, but technologically and review of the sites and fiber, we're looking into it. We are in the technical looking on where we're going to put, and we are not only looking on the specs alone. I'm also exploring huge of the provider, also the newest technology. because this is the satellite technology. There's a lot of new technology coming out. So we are still looking other partnership, not necessarily SpaceX. Yeah.
Okay, but nevertheless, the technology is, of course, what's important here, which will be, of course, your what will be deployed in the near future. Thank you so much, Dennis Anthony
Yes.
Uy, CEO and founder of Converge.
Thank you, Danielle. Right.